Hello, friends, and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another live session of ISTQB channel. And here we talk about your questions, queries, which you want to be having related to any of the examination. So you are just free to put your question across and let me know that if you have any concerns at any point of time while taking any of the examination, be it ISTQB Foundation or advanced level, or even if you're talking about Agile or specialist certifications, we do have solutions for everything. So if in case you have any specific question related to the ISTQB certifications, let it be anything. This to just help you to get your queries resolved at any point of time. So just make sure you have put your question on the live chat, and I'm here for an hour between 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time to solve your queries. So just feel free and drop your queries, and welcome aboard, and definitely greetings for the day, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to all the viewers across the world, and welcome back to another live session of Teams Core Technology Solutions. And we are here to these again. Okay, so just looking forward for the people to respond, put their questions on the chat, and looking forward to good communication and interaction from all of you. If in case you have anything specific, feel free to drop it here, and I'm looking forward to answer them all before we end up with the day today. We're getting participants lining up on the call. I'm not sure. So throw it there. Okay, so meanwhile, when we are getting up with other participants to join us and ask their question, let me just pick up a few of the questions from the chat bot. We got three queries, and of course, as usual, we got a lot of comments on the pass rate stating that they have passed and they just wanted to share the result with all of us. And thank you so much for that. I've definitely been, obliged to hear that updated news from all of you regarding the certification. And of course, that means a lot to me in order to recreate good work for upcoming tutorials to all of you. So that's, of course, one of the important things. But at the same time, we need to make sure that any of your queries will be resolved at any point of time. Okay, so yeah, I'm getting a very first message from Ahmed Naeem saying, "Hello, sir. I'm happy to share that today I passed my AUT certification. I want to say thank you, sir, for your teaching and get well soon." Okay, no, it's just that probably due to some, uh, you know, anything you eat, you get some kind of, sore throat sometime. But I'm absolutely fine. Thank you so much for that. And Ahmed, first of all, congratulations for achieving that, because AUT generally doesn't have good sample questions available. Hope so you have been through only the tutorials. And in that case, I remember you coming and asking a few of the questions during the live as well as offline over the comments. And I really appreciate that. And congratulations once again for passing this examination. That really, really adds a lot of value to your profile, because not so many people across the world are certified with automation tester. And of course, I'm wishing you very all the best for all your future upcoming endeavors. Make sure that if in case you need anything through LinkedIn or even through a comment box of any of the videos, or I'm always there on Saturday on this live session. So you can always join and put across your question to me, and I'll be always there to respond to it. Okay, so thank you so much, Ahmed, coming in here and letting me know your result. It means a lot to me and a lot to our viewers, that there are things which are going on quite good here, and people are able to get their good things, resources as a learning platform to prepare for their ISTQB certification. Thank you so much, Ahmed. We have Rakibul Hassan. Good evening, sir. How are you? I'm definitely fine, Rakibul. How are you doing there? I do remember every time you come in every evening on Saturday, you join the session. If in case you have any specific question, please feel free to ask, Rakibul. I'm here to respond to you. Thank you so much for asking. I hope you're doing good as well. We have another person, Subhash, saying, "Hello, sir. Very good evening, Subhash. Welcome aboard. I am planning to clear ISTQB. Please suggest me how to prepare for it." I first of all appreciate your language there, because you are having a motivational, positive energy there. because not everyone says I'm planning to prepare for the examination, but you are saying I am planning to pass the examination, to clear the examination. That's really appreciable. Having a positive attitude is the first step towards the preparation for any of the certification. That's very good. And yes, of course, you're planning to go for ISTQB, but you have not specified which level. Is it for foundation or is it for advanced level? So that my inputs can come accordingly. But meanwhile, a general input to you, that is, even if you're preparing for foundation or advanced level, I have tutorials for those certification on my channel. Please go through them and side by side look into the sample questions as a part of the tutorial. And even after the tutorial, look into the details of the sample questions. Okay, you say foundation level there. That means foundation has got a lot of resources to prepare well. You've got my tutorials, you've got 3 sample questions from ISTQB itself, which are the genuine as per the latest version. And at the same time, the second one is my book as well. So if you want, you can refer my book in order to understand any concept in a more detailed way. So just make sure that you pick up any of these resources, okay? Not everything, and not mandatorily. If in case you are you like learning from books, then of course you have a book. You like learning only from video tutorials, you have video tutorials available online. In case you want a full-fledged training, Subhash, I'm conducting a session on 19th and 20th December. If you're interested, you can fill the form below. I'm just attaching it on the chat. Let me put this here. Okay, here you go. You can find the link on the chat. If you're interested to join a training session, you can fill up this form and you can enroll for the training. I every month conduct one particular session on ISTQB Foundation for all of my participants and viewers. So if in case you look forward to have a training, then you can definitely have an option there as well. Okay, so I hope that answers your question there, Subhas. And thanks so much for asking your question. If you have anything else, feel free to let me know further. Okay, so we have Abhishek. Abhishek, I passed test analyst on 30th November. Great help. Thank you so much, Abhishek, for joining in and letting us know. That is really a great pleasure for us to know, because when we talk about the advanced level, the resources are very less in order to prepare well. And if that tutorial really helped you a lot to prepare well for your certification, that means a lot to other viewers in order to prepare well for their certification with help of these tutorials. So thank you so much for joining in and letting us know your result. It means a lot. So congratulations, Abhishek, for passing your second target after foundation, that is test analyst. And I definitely wish you all the very best for all your upcoming future endeavors. And in case you need any further help, just make sure that you contact me, or you can just let me know through any of the mediums that you need help, and I'm always there to respond to those things. Yeah. Okay, well, we have Madhu coming in. Very good evening, Madhu. How are you doing today? Yeah, definitely welcome aboard. Okay, so yeah, I think I've just answered the number of questions what we had here on the chat as of now. In case you are interested to get query, your query resolved there, just make sure you put it on the chat, and I'm always there to respond to the same. Okay, meanwhile, we get any questions from other participants, you are free to like the video to appreciate the work. If in case you really got a good resource in order to prepare well for your certification, you can definitely look for the, giving a little thumbs up to the video there, so that it is recommended to a lot of viewers across the world by YouTube. All right, the second thing is, of course, I'm talking about creating the foundation example questions, sample questions more. So today you would have seen there is a new video added about sample questions. So I'm going to look forward to add more sample questions to the channel by creating and solving different questions from different sample papers, giving you an idea about different concepts. So if in case you are looking forward to any such sample questions, you're free to drop that over the chat or over the comment as well on any of the videos. I'll pick it up, create a resolution-based video, and give you that response to this. Okay, so these are the things which I'm trying to work with, because some of you told me during the live session last week that you are looking for more and more sample questions. So I thought I'll do that this time. And anyways, on Monday, another thing, just wanted to tell all of you that from Monday, we are getting started with test manager certification based on the votes We got more than 60% of votes to the ISTQB test manager compared to performance and mobile tester. So we will be getting started with test manager, which is going to take a little long because it's an advanced level manager certification and it requires a lot of patience to understand any concept. So you will take a little longer in order to understand everything about the test manager. And we are getting started this Monday. And of course, as soon as we finish the test manager, we will again have polls to look for the recommendations on the upcoming certification. So make sure that you contribute timely whenever you have any kind of need for any further certifications. Okay, there's another question coming in. Not a question, just a message from Pooja. Thank you, sir. Your videos help me a lot for studying ISTQB Foundation level exam. Tomorrow is my exam. I would like to wish you all the very best, Pooja, first of all, for your examination. Seems like you are prepared very well. And if in case you have anything specific before you hit the examination tomorrow, you're free to let me know that concern, and I'm here to help you. I'm here to explain you. Even if you want me to explain any particular topic, I can do that for you. Okay, so just make sure if you are stuck with anything, you are not confident in any of the topics, just drop it here on the chat, and I'm here to help you and give you that understanding what you may need in order to pass the examination. And we have another person coming in, Vanessa. Vanessa, hi, sir. Just want to say thank you for all your videos and live videos. It helped me a lot in preparing for ISTQB CDFL, and you passed the exam last week. Congratulations, Vanessa. Once again, I think I remember you asking a lot of questions during the live sessions, and you were there for the past few weeks. And good, that helped you, and you were able to prepare well for it. I really, from heart, congratulate you for your international certification which you have obtained. And of course, looking forward that you can look forward to all of the certifications as well, which might be relevant to your profile, and that really adds a lot of value. So thank you so much for coming in on the live session and letting us know your result. It means a lot to all our viewers because they trust this review, because it acts like a feedback for me, where all the people live can see this feedback, that there are people who are coming and letting us know the real-time outcomes of this tutorial, and acts like a input to a lot of them. So thank you so much for giving that valuable feedback to all our viewers here. And I definitely wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors. Make sure that you do well. If you need any help, I'm always here. Just let me know. Okay, yeah, can you please just brush up the important points or topics that I need to give a final revision to? Okay, Pooja, here it goes. First of all, you start with the chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1 has 8 questions from the chapter 1, and the basic terminologies on the chapter 1 will be very important. You're talking about testing definition. You're talking about difference between testing and debugging, QA, QC, what is the difference? And of course, the principles of testing plays a vital role there. You have some minor definitions as well, like what is mistake, bug, defect, fault, failure, error. So make sure that you know the differences between them. Following that, you have the test process. You will expect at least 2 questions from there. One will be directly from the process activities. So make sure that you remember the activities specific to each phase, like what happens in test planning, what happens in test analysis, and so on. Of course, the work product will also be there, but yeah, process plays a vital role because generally they give you match the following. Okay, match the following. That means one side they will give you the different stages of test process, and one side the activities. You should be uniquely remembering that what happens in each of these phases. Second thing, when you come to the chapter 2, of course, the important point is the 4 good characteristics of testing. That means for each development activity, there's a corresponding testing activity. Second, each test level must have a unique objective specific to that level. Third, analysis and design of any particular test level must begin during the corresponding testing activity. And fourth, testing must begin as early as the first draft is available. So these are the 4 important points which you can target about. And then you have definitely the test levels, unit, integration, system, and acceptance. Make sure that you remember. There's important common things that use cases are common test basis for integration, system, and acceptance. We generally see this question. That's a very common question which appears in the examination, that which one of this is a common test basis for integration and system or acceptance testing. So use cases is the answer, and it's a common test basis for 3 levels, whereas risk analysis is another test basis which is common for system and acceptance testing. Okay, then have a difference between white box, black box, functional, non-functional, know about maintenance testing, confirmation testing, regression testing. These are all terminologies. In chapter 3, you need to know the review process, which is more important, that what is the 5-stage process, what are the activities, and definitely on the other side, you need to know the 4 types of review, how they are different from each other. I have mentioned in each of my video that what is the unique point about each type of review. So make sure that you are well versed with those things in order to answer that. Chapter 4, I don't think I have to tell anything. You have 11 questions from 10 techniques. So 10 techniques, 10 question plus 1 from any of the technique or theoretical question about the categories or types of techniques which we have in the chapter 4. So make sure that you are very well versed with all the technique. Will be going to be slightly critical because we have a lot of theoretical things and 9 questions coming from that chapter. So you should know what is right from the degree of independence. What's the benefit? What's the drawback? Then you should know what is the task of a test manager, task of a tester, what is test planning activities, what is test estimation, what is the test approach, and exit criteria, entry criteria, test execution schedule, and even if you talk about the risk and testing, configuration management, which is version control. So each topic will have 1 question from that chapter. And not the end, of course, you have defect management. So you should know what is defect report, what is important to be logged at what point of time, and what is not important when you need to create a report. And chapter 6, of course, will have 2 questions, one from the categories of the tools and second from the objective of pilot project. So these are the 2 topics which you need to concentrate on in order to answer your examination. I hope I just revised the entire syllabus in front of you. Hope that helps you a lot. Make sure a quick tips for the examination. Make sure you read your questions very carefully before you look at the options. Okay, please mind that word. You should look at the question and understand the question before you look at the options, because options are sometimes very tricky and could lead you to any kind of diversion. So it should not go to the options as soon as you just read the question. Understand what is the question is all about. Otherwise, the examination is very easy, very simple. It's just that you need to be having good concentration and patience in order to answer that. Okay. Second, when you talk about reading the options, make sure that you have read all the options. Even if you think that A is the right answer, make sure that you have at least read the options B, C, D before you pick your final answer, because sometimes you think that A is right, but maybe not, because they use certain words like which one of this is the most important thing, or which one of this is the best answer for complete testing. So best and the most, that means options are close to each other, but which is the most important thing. Okay, so make sure that you have a good patience there while you're reading the questions and options before hitting the right answers. For equivalence, partition, and boundary value analysis, make sure you try to do certain calculations on the paper before you pick your right answer, because they are very close, very tricky with the options. So if in case you go wrong with creating the table or analyzing the scenario, you definitely pick up a wrong answer there. Okay, so make sure that you have a very good understanding before you pick up the right answer. And at the end, of course, all the very best for your examination. You come back and let us know. You can drop a comment on any of the videos to let us know that what happened to your result. Okay, so all the very best, Pooja, and see you soon with your response. If you have anything else, feel free to let me know. Okay. All right. So meanwhile, there was another question from Madhu. Sir, can give example for black box and white box? Of course. First of all, when you talk about white box testing and black box testing, white box is conducted at the code level. That means at the architecture or at the structure level. And we have to have understanding of the code in order to conduct that. So the example is unit testing. When you talk about unit testing, it is conducted generally at the code level. That means a developer will open the code and run the code in order to test that how each program responds when we execute it. On the other side, we have black box testing, where it is done at the user interface level. That means on the front end, the user interface. And the person to know any kind of programming understanding or any kind of background knowledge, how the structure is and anything like in the code and programs, though they can work just like a user. Like you work on any application from the front end, the same way the black box testers work on the front end. And they just insert the values and get the desired outputs. Now, that is what you call it as black box testing. Now, the differences or example of that could be your system testing. When you do system testing, we generally conduct it at the user interface level because there are a lot of such things which could be very well measured at the system level. And we want to make sure that everything is working as per the user expectation. So a lot of things. So, you talk about unit, this could be conducted at white box, and this one, black box, could be your acceptance or system testing, and many other non-functional levels can be conducted even with help of white box and black box. So we just have to judge what is that you need at any point of time in order to learn for your, approaches to be used in order to do that activity. Okay. So yeah, I hope that that was answer to your question, Madhu. We have Pooja again. Thank you so much, sir. I will surely keep all these points in mind. Yes, of course, that will definitely help you, Pooja. And yeah, we're looking forward to some more questions. If you have anything, feel free to drop there. We have an hour's time put together for this live session to all answer your questions. So make sure that you have any questions in your mind regarding the certification or testing or career guidance. Just make sure that you put that on the chat, and I'm here to pick it up and respond to you. If in case you like my effort there and would like my appreciation on the tutorials, make sure that you give me a thumbs up there, which helps a lot of other viewers across the world to know about this video, that things are going on and they can join in to the live sessions to ask their questions and get clarified. Okay. Yeah, meanwhile just like look into some of the chats because I'm yet waiting for some of the questions. So yeah, there was a lot of questions which are coming from equivalence partition or techniques like boundary value analysis, or if you talk about state transition decision table. So as I mentioned earlier, I have started doing that sample questions on my Q&A playlist. So you will be getting a lot of videos right from the next week on this Q&A playlist in order to add more value to your preparation with help of the sample questions. Okay. And okay, so there are a lot of questions basically I responded to, so I cannot see that because there's generally a filter. Let me just pick up. Meanwhile, you can drop your questions. I'll come back and pick it up. Okay, so yeah. Okay, there's one question which is floating on internet with a very tricky answer, and I have been responding it to several times, but there's no point telling them that I have responded this question for a lot of time, but yeah, is only to give that response. Which is the best definition of complete testing? We have four options here. You have discovered every bug in the program. You have tested every statement, branch, and combination of branches in the program. C, you have completed every test in the test plan. And D, you have reached the scheduled ship date. Now, of course, so for this question, there are a lot of things which people generally find. And this question is being asked to me at least more than 50 times from different users. But to be frank, this question does not belong here. That means this question is tricky, and this does not happens to be a part of our syllabus-based question. So make sure that you don't waste your time with these kind of questions. I'm just dropping that on the chat because when I'm talking, I should help you. Okay, seems like there's no limit for these number of text. Okay, let me just break that into two halves so that you can see that. So that's the first part of it, and this is the second part of it. So yes, you have these four options for this particular question. Now, if you see the options carefully, it has a contradiction. For example, look at A. You have discovered every bug in the program. Of course, not every bug is possible to be identified. You know about the principle. That principle says testing shows presence of defects. That means at any point of time, it does not prove the absence of defect. That means no matter how you conduct testing, it cannot help you find all possible defects in the program because testing is a process which helps you to find defects. If you go on testing, you will find more defects. You stop testing, that's it. You only find whatever you found. If you go on testing, you will find some more. So testing is a process of finding defect, but does not prove the absence of defect. So that's not the answer. Okay. Second, B, if you have tested every statement, branch, and combination, yes, that could be a option for complete testing, but limited to unit testing, because statement coverage, decision coverage, or branch coverage is limited to unit testing, does not satisfy the system or acceptance or integration testing. They do not apply there. So the question never mentioned that is it about unit testing or integration testing. So that's where I say that these questions are no longer as a part of the syllabus, because ISTQB used to give this type of options earlier, before 2011 syllabus. Okay, so now we have 2018 syllabus, and of course these are not the type of questions which has contradictions, confusions, any kind of clarity issue or misunderstandings. So don't go with this. But even if you consider to a certain extent, C could be a relevant option, but I don't want to give that as the right answer, because of course that's not clear with the other options. Okay, so why I'm picking up, because you have completed every test in the test plan. So again, not test plan, what you planned for execution. Okay, so statements are also wrong. Whatever you planned, whatever test cases you've written in order to execute to achieve certain coverage is what you call it as complete testing. At any point of time, no matter you prepared 100 test cases or you prepared 150 test cases, but if there is a target that if you execute these 150 test cases, then you achieve 90% coverage on the product or 90% coverage about the quality, then you call it as complete testing. But again, it depends on the count of test cases which you have determined. So if you have completed those executions which you planned for, you call it as the complete testing. Or even to a certain extent, I can say until unless exit criteria are met, you cannot call your testing as complete, because exit criteria determine that what you were supposed to do, you have done that. So there are a lot of constraints. So these are some questions which generally creates confusion in your mind, but don't go for that, because there are n number of sources online which has fake questions. Okay, fake questions. I'm not saying I'm having a good resource for you. It's just that people have created, but they have not even bothered to respond to your query if you ask them that why this option is right. So I think I've got this comment from a lot of people across the globe that I think my channel is only the one who has the dare to come live and give responses to people for their questions. I don't think there are any other channel doing that, and I'm really, really happy to say that. And people have appreciated it. That's the reason I'm continuing. If any one of you tomorrow say that no, these live sessions and these answer question session is not helping us out, I'll stop doing that. Okay, so we look forward on this live session from all of you, that if in case you have any suggestions, feedback in order to improve the channel efforts, to help you in return to prepare well for your examination, make sure that you let me know your feedbacks and suggestions as well. I'm always open to any kind of suggestions or feedbacks to improvise the work which we are doing here for you. Okay, so just take care of that. And again, there are a lot of queries about 2020 syllabus. Okay, there are no the last revision on the syllabus happened at 2018. Okay, 2018 was the last revision done on ISTQB Foundation. They don't revise the syllabus every year, but there are some people on YouTube and blog spots who are mentioning that how to pass your ISTQB Foundation in 2020 or 2021, or ISTQB Foundation training in 2020 based on 2020 syllabus. There are no such syllabus. It is just to get a ranking, because a lot of people think that this is the latest, but that's not latest. Okay, so just please ignore that. The only official source of information about ISTQB is istqb.org. Okay, istqb.org, which is their official website. If they mention tomorrow that we are getting a 2021 syllabus, then make sure that that is the right one. But if they say no, we do not have anything beyond 2018, then there's nothing beyond 2018. Okay, so please stick to that. Thank you so much for that. Okay, and we're just missing a lot of things here. Shubhankar Pawar says, you are the gem man, great content. Thank you so much, Shubhankar, for making me a gem with those sparkles there. it really makes me happy and excited to do and keep up my work well for all of you. And I love to have such comments from people like my viewer and you, Subhankar. Thank you so much for coming in and letting us know about this good work. I really want to keep up my good work for all of you. Thank you so much for your comment. Rasul says, hello, sir, where can I find the study materials? Of course, you do have my SlideShare page. You can visit that. Let me just drop you a quick link to that if in case you are still here. Yeah, that's the page. Let me just put the link to you. You can visit this page and scroll through to find all my material in order to prepare. And the second thing is, of course, you won't find the books there. Sorry about the background noise of the dogs there. Of course, we are. I'm having a official book which is published in the market. You can go to Flipkart, you can go to Amazon and search for a guide to testing, a guide to ISTQB certification is my book. You can definitely look forward to that in order to shop for it, and you can learn well for your certification. Okay, so you can have that book. I also have ebook available on my Amazon portal. Okay, so you can go to Amazon. If you don't want a hard copy of that, you can go for the ebook, which is even cheaper compared to the printed version of it, like hard binded. So there are options available. So if Rasul, you're looking for any of these options, you can make use of them in order to prepare well for your certification. If not, I do have a session happening next week. If you are interested to go for a live training with me, then you can make use of this link to fill it up, and you can actually have a two-way communication and full-fledged training to learn about ISTQB Foundation. So there's a link at the chat. You can look at that result, and if you want, you can enroll for that. Thank you so much for joining in and asking a question. If you have anything else, continue responding to this chat. Okay, so we lost you. Video is not streaming. Okay. Okay, seems like everything is fine now. Okay, so Preetham says, cleared the foundation level exam last week. Thank you very much, sir, for the training. I think your ISTQB related videos are the best ones available online. Thank you so much, Supritam, for giving that input, because a lot of people rely on these kind of feedbacks and comments, because even if I promote my own work with any kind of 5-star, 6-star, 7-star ratings, things does not work in the market until unless people say that I have used it and I direct someone else. So people find it more trustworthy resources, because nobody wants to waste their time before they can hit the examination by going through unwanted channels and finding their preparation boring, or in fact thinking that it's complicated. It does create a negative impact on a lot of people when they start with the unwanted stuff in order to prepare for their certification, because they think that it's complicated. I cannot understand it, and they just drop the plan of getting certified. But until unless they find a good resource to learn, they do think that things are very simple. Actually, it was just me who was making it complicated, right? So yes, these feedbacks actually help a lot of other people to understand that how exactly things are going, and what kind of good quality work we have, and they can definitely rely on these in order to prepare for their examination. Okay, so thank you so much, Supritam, and definitely congratulations for your certification. I missed that part. Cleared the foundation level exam last week, so congratulations, of course, for your certification. I'm looking forward for all your upcoming endeavors, and I wish you very all the best for future endeavors. Make sure that you do it well. Thank you. Okay, Naveen Srivastav coming in saying that I scored 22 in last month exam. So Naveen, okay, thanks for your videos. I don't think 22 is a passing score, Naveen. If you're still here, maybe you can tell me better that what went wrong, so that I can give you a better inputs here. Because of course, 22 is not a passing criteria or passing score. So I cannot accept that thanks for your videos, because that did not help you to pass your examination. So Naveen, if you're still here, please drop me a question. What is that you think you went wrong with? Because you do get a scorecard with your examination, and that helps you to tell that which chapters most of your answers went wrong. So please tell me that so that I can help you. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we have a lot of people coming in. If in case review part, okay. So Naveen, when you talk about the chapter 3, first of all, you have a review process, okay, which is a five-stage process. Now, what is five-stage process? You have a formal review process, first of all, which includes planning, initiate reviews, and what's the third one? Individual preparation, issue communication and analysis, fixing and reporting. So these are five standard stages, and there are six standard roles. What is the six roles? We have manager, moderator, review leader, author, reviewers, and scribe. You need to identify that what activities happen specific to each level. For example, planning. It means that the major responsibility of planning is for the manager in order to manage the overall review, plan for the activities, what happens when, who will be the moderator, who will be the reviewer, which part of the document will be under review, all sort of things from the planning point of view, making sure that you have the checklist which you need, defining the matrices to check the effectiveness of the review process, and entry and exit criteria for a formal review. You do have that. So all these things will be done during planning. Initiate review is the major activity for the moderator to distribute the document under review to all the reviewers and explain them the objective of the review, that why are you conducting this, what is the need of it, what is that we should look forward to, because not all the review has a common objective of always finding defect. Sometimes the objective is to take decision outcomes, find alternatives, make sure that it is meeting the standards, a lot of other things, regulatory acts, certain things are there. So you explain the objective during the kickoff, that is initiate review, to the reviewers, and it is done by the moderator. The third part is for individual preparation, where reviewers comes into picture. Reviewers start reviewing the work product and make a note of any kind of misunderstanding, inconsistencies, omissions, contradictions. They think that this in this particular work product, these are the things which I don't understand, or this does not have a clarity on how to do it, or how to validate it, how to test it, or how to develop it. So anyone, be it designer, developer, tester, can be a reviewer for that work product. And the person has to make a note of all these potential issues and report to the author. Now, who is author? Author is anyone whose product is under review. For example, if I'm a business analyst, I would have written requirements. So I'm the author of the requirements. If I'm writing test plan, then I'm the test manager and I become the author for the test plan which is under review. So any work product which is under review, who has written that document is the author for that. So you report all your issues to the author during the next phase, which is issue communication and analysis. And that is what you generally call it as the review process. And then, of course, all the responses will be given by the author during that review meeting. And following that, fixing and reporting. You fix all the issues. Being an author, you start fixing the reported issues and check with your reviewers that does that solve their issue or not. And if they need any further help or assistance to get clarified, you definitely give them that input. Okay, so that's about the formal review process. So you should know what are the roles and responsibility, the activities, and then get into the types of review. What is informal review? How it is different from walkthrough. So unique points are very important to remember. Informal review has a unique point that there are no formal process. Nothing happens as per formal process. It's just two people discussing on the work product. For example, test case review. One of the tester has written the test cases and the second person is reviewing it. We call it as informal review. Walkthrough. The unique point about walkthrough is that author leads the review, whereas as per the formal review process, moderator must lead the review. A moderator must be leading the review. But in walkthrough, the author itself leads the review. For example, I'm a test manager. I have written certain test plan for the overall testing process. I invite few of my senior testers and explain them, give them a walkthrough about the plan. At look team, this is what I've created. I've written a schedule. I've planned for these activities at this point of time. This is my schedule and roadmap for the entire test process. What do you think? What do you think? Is it correct, or what is that we can make it better for? So these people will contribute, and I'm the author and I'm myself the moderator. So author leads the review, and the main intention for this type of review is to provide knowledge that what is that test plan is all about, so that you should know what's going to happen at that point of time. The third one is technical review, which is done specially by the technical experts or domain experts. That's the uniqueness of technical review. And it is mainly about making decisions, finding alternatives, looking for any kind of confirmation to standards, regulatories, and a lot of other things. And mainly done by technical experts and domain experts. Okay. And the fourth one is your inspection, which is just the same thing, that is formal review process. If you know the formal review process, you know inspection, you know the formal review process. Okay. So Naveen, I think that should be quite clear to all of them. Okay. So yeah. So you can just drop me a query if you have anything there. Meanwhile, I have got a comment from another person. Hi, Neeraj, how to get started with automation testing after having some experience with manual testing? Which coding language to learn? Which automation testing tool to learn? Which will be helpful? So I don't get your name there. It's ABC. Okay, you can obviously start to get into automation with help of Selenium or UFT or any other tool which you are interested to build your career in, because each tool comes with a specification of doing certain activity. For example, if I'm talking about Selenium, this is for functional testing and regression testing. Whereas if I talk about Load Runner, it is for performance testing. Then we have tools for security testing, we have tools for recovery testing, and anything what you do have tools for them. And all of them are automation. For example, API testing. You have SOAP UI, you have Postman, right? So you need to see what you want to build your career in. Is it about API tester, or it is about performance tester? Is it about a functional tester? And based on that, you need to select the tool and start working. Now, considering a very simple and basic example, that if you are planning for functional testing as automation, then Selenium could be the most important thing, okay, which you can talk about. And you can definitely look into that and understand more that how exactly Selenium works. So you can start with Java, you can start with Python, because these are the languages which are supported by a lot of automation tools these days. So Python and Java are the two options which you can make use of. Okay, and you can definitely make utilize of this opportunity to learn something more. All right, so I hope that answers your question. If you still have any more questions, feel free to drop it there. Um, I'm sure. I don't think I will be allowing this message, Rasul. It is held for review because I don't want to provide anybody's number publicly on the channel, because people are there who can make misuse of that. So I'm so sorry. I have to hide this message because it has your number there. Okay. And of course, I know what is the reason you are providing your number, because you want to get into understanding, and Naveen has recently written the examination. So I prefer that you take it offline. You can look forward to his name and you can get him on the LinkedIn to connect further. I'm so sorry, but I have to hide this because I cannot publicly allow any numbers on my channel, because they can make misuse of that number, and tomorrow I'll be held responsible for that. So I cannot basically permit that. Okay. So you can search for Naveen Srivastav on LinkedIn and get connected with him. Naveen, if you want, you can get in touch with Rashul Mohammed to help him for the questions. Okay, so CTFL pass criteria, yes, Mudhu, that is 26. I think Rasul has answered that. So Mudhu, 26 out of 40 questions must be correct. This is the pass criteria. Naveen, answer to most of the questions from chapter 1 are very closest. There I went wrong. I need to work on that part more, I think. Yes, of course. That chapter 1 is very close and very tricky because it's more of a theoretical driven thing, and a lot of things are there. In fact, you talk about the definitions. I was just answering one of the candidate here on the call on the live session itself, who is appearing tomorrow for the examination. So if you just talk about chapter 1, you first of all have the definitions to what is testing, why testing is important, what are the reasons for defect, what is the principles of testing, what is error, defect, fault, and failure, what is difference between a defect and root cause, what is the difference between QA and QC, what are the 7 testing principles, what are the activities of different phases of a test process, right? There are so many phases and there are so many activities within each phases, right? Then there are several work products which you find for each of these stages. Then comes psychology of testing. Then comes traceability of testing, like traceability between the test bases and the work products. So if you see, there are a lot of theoretical concepts which might create a lot of confusion. So please pay detailed learning to these two chapters, Naveen, that is chapter 3 and chapter 1. And if you have a very good detailed understanding of that, it will definitely help you. And if you need more, all I can do is that fill this form. We are having a session happening on December 18, 19, and 20. That's the most I can do for you. You can be a part of the live session and I can answer all your questions or give you a detailed understanding of each and every segment before you prepare for your next examination. Okay? Or answering your examination next time. So I have anything what you may need. I have the live tutorials. I have the offline tutorials on video and on YouTube. Second, I have a book which you can understand more from. I conduct trainings every month once for ISTQB Foundation. You can be a part of it. So anything which suits you the best, you can make most out of that opportunity. Okay, so please just fill that form and you can enroll for that, and I will give you anything what you may need to understand better. Okay, so yes, team. Anyone else has any specific questions? Then please let me know. We are still here for another 40 minutes. Oh, I didn't realize the time has passed so quickly because we got into very detailed discussion today. Okay, Naveen has another question there. Is there any certification for transportation industry? Now, transportation industry, I'm not sure what type of transportation you're referring to because we do have a certification for automotive testers. So if you're talking about automotive industry or automotive tester, yes, you do have a certification and you have the tutorials on my channel already for the entire certification. So you can look forward to that and you can definitely find more details about the same. If it fits your expectation, you can look forward to that. Other than automotive tester, you don't have anything related to transportation industry. No, we don't have anything specific to that, railways or something. Okay, because these are quite generic ones, and we only have domain-specific certification where we have good count of testers. So railways, I don't think you do have any certifications on ISTQB. All right, so yes, team, and at any point of time, if you think that I'm doing a good work for all of you and you would like to thank me and probably want to do something more for me, then you have a membership option on my channel, which you can definitely be a part of and contribute to the channel to make, support to increase the effort. And definitely there is another cause for the same, that is, it is to help underprivileged students or kids to get to the school. So getting into the school, of course, requires some kind of sponsorship for those people who are underprivileged, and this membership is with a reason. And the amount is very nominal. If in case you are interested, you can be a part of our membership program in order to contribute to the channel's effort, to appreciate. Okay, because a lot of people said me that we would like to do something for you, or we would like to appreciate your work, and would like to give that some kind of appreciation to you in order to give a token of thanks or something like that. So I enabled this membership option so that if you want, you can just be a part of our channel membership and contribute that amount to a particular cause. Okay, so if it is completely optional, first of all, big and bold, it's completely optional. It is not mandatory to learn any of the technologies or any of the tutorials. You are just free to be a part of it if in case you wish to do something good for somebody there who might be in need of your help. Okay, that's it. So yeah, if you're being a part of our membership, you get definitely a lot of good perks. You get more support from me, you get exclusive live session, you get a lot of sample questions and a lot of other things. And then of course this money will be completely used for sponsoring a child for their education to the underprivileged students. Okay, so yeah, just wanted to tell you a little bit on that. We have another question coming in from Rohit Bell. Module 6 is quite big for ISTQB Foundation. I'm not sure. What do you mean by Module 6? Is that Chapter 6 because that's very small? Or I can say that's the smallest one in the syllabus. What do you mean by Module 6? Can you be please specific, Mr. Rohit, there? For what do you mean by saying Module 6 Quite big. Okay, tools is quite big. I thought that's the smallest chapter in the syllabus because it only has the introduction to how to roll out a tool. The last chapter in ISTQB. I cannot give you any tips for that because it's very straightforward because all the topics are at K1. K1 is knowledge level 1, which means that you just have to remember. You don't have to get into any of the details. For example, if I talk about the category of the tools for management of test and testware, I have requirement management tool, defect management tool, test management tool, configuration management tool. You just have to remember these names because they will not go beyond that. That is what you call it as K1. K1 level question, that means just the name. If you can remember that, I'll ask you a question from there. Second part of it, 6.2. If you go to the pilot project, what are the objectives of pilot project? It is to learn the tool more better way, more detailed way, understand how this tool will fit into your process. If there is a need to improvise your process, what is that you need to do? Okay. Will you achieve benefits from the tool in upcoming days or not? Whether it is benefiting your purpose or not. So you just have to remember these points. These are all K1, non-explainable. We don't have to explain anything. You just probably have to by heart or you have to remember the tool names there. Okay, so that's just the K1. But yes, only two questions, but too much content. But see, I'm not supposed to give you this recommendation, but if you find that complicated to mess with your other 5 chapters, then please excuse it. Because if you are confident enough to get 38 out of 40, okay, because I have to mention this. Being an instructor, I should not recommend anyone that you can skip a chapter. Okay, because you never know when you have 24 and these two questions play the vital role, right? So, Rohit, if you think that these two questions or this chapter is creating a lot of confusion for you, for to conflict with other 5 chapters, then please avoid it unless you think that you will be able to get 38 out of 40. So 38 out of 40 if you're targeting, then these two questions can be very well excused. Okay, but still I won't recommend that because you never take chances, right? But please be concentrating on all the other 5 chapters in such a way that nobody can take away even a single mark from your 38 marks. Okay, so Rohit, you can follow that. Otherwise, there are no tips for that. It's a very straightforward K1 level. You just have to remember the tool names to answer the examination. Okay, so yes, team. Anyone else? We see a lot of viewers joining in suddenly. We went down till 5 members on the call right now, just 5 minutes ago, and now we have 15 people coming in. So yes, team. If you have any questions, we still have another few minutes to go with the live session. If you have any questions related to the session, please ask me, and I'm here to respond to your query. Rohit also asked me about integration testing, a bit on that. Integration testing is all about the data flow, integration between 2 or more modules. Team, don't forget to like the video if you appreciate my work. When you talk about integration testing, it is about interfaces, interaction, communication between 2 or more modules. What is a module? Any component, any page of an application. For example, if I have a page like login page, I have another page which is for registration. So login and registration must communicate with each other. The user who is trying to register should be able to log in tomorrow using the login page. Or another example, when I search a flight on Make My Trip or booking.com, I give a criteria on the first page from, to, date of flight, and number of passengers. Click on search. The next page shows me only those flights which I searched for only on that particular day, which I'm looking for. Now that's what you call it as integration. So integration is all about interfaces, interface, communication, integration between 2 or more modules. And you just test that as a part of integration testing. Okay, so make sure that you have a good learning on the test basis, typical test object, and typical defect stack from the syllabus. Okay, on my slide you will find that, but of course you will have something more there. Okay, Rohit, anything else? Just let me know quickly. We have 5 more minutes to go. And anyone else on the call looking forward to have any questions, please drop that there. Rasul, sir, can you please explain the difference between error, defect, fault, bug, and failure? Quick one. Okay, sure, Rasul, I'll do that. There are 3 words, first of all. We have error, defect, and failure. Error is a synonym of mistake as per ISTQB. What is mistake? Most mistake is defined as a human who does anything wrong unintentionally. That was not my intention, but I did something wrong. You call it as a mistake. The same mistake which is done in a programming environment is called as error. So why do we have two different words here? Because mistake is about requirement gathering, error is about development. So generally we just have one word called as error. So error is when any human being does anything wrong unintentionally, specific to the programming environment. The second word is defect, which is a deviation from the expected result or expected outcomes. So the feature says that it should accept the inputs in only characters, and if it is accepting even digits, you call it as a defect. That's the deviation between expected and actual outcomes. That is what you call it as defect, which is equal to fault or bug. Fault and bug are unofficial name of defect or informal name of defect. So all three words mean the same, that is deviation from the expected result. What is a failure? Failure is the approach of finding defect. What is the example? You write certain test cases, you execute them. If expected is equal to actual, it is pass. If expected is not equal to actual, you call it as a failure. Okay, so failure is an approach of finding defects in the application. So if I have to make use of all these words in a statement, then how would I use that? A tester conducts as many failures as possible to identify defects which are due to errors in the program. Okay, I repeat that statement. A tester is responsible for conducting as many failures as possible so that defects can be identified which are due to errors in the program. Okay, so I hope you got that answer there, Rasul. And Rohit says, thanks. Thank you so much, Rohit, for asking your question there. Because, of course, this live session is all about your questions, and I must definitely answer those questions. So, team, yeah, if you have anything else, feel free to ask me. I'm here to answer your questions. Great, sir. Well explained. Thank you so much, Rasul. Looking forward to serve you better and better in future. So, yeah. Yes, team. So, if in case you have any more questions, failure is also said that customer identifies. Yes, it's a corporate standard, which generally different organization prefers to call it as. Some organizations say what tester find are bug and what customer finds is called as a defect. Because I've been to a lot of organization and there are a lot of terminologies differently used. So it completely limited to the organization standards, not ISTQB. Okay. Yes, Rohit, that's what I'm giving you because my statement is different because I'm talking about ISTQB standards. I'm not specific to any organization, and different organizations have different terminologies internally, so they will be different. So please do not follow your organization definition for this certification. Certify yourself and get back to your organization standards. That should be absolutely fine because ISTQB is very generic. They are not domain specific. They don't talk from banking, aerospace, or safety critical devices or automotive. They don't talk from that point in ISTQB Foundation. They are very, very generic in ISTQB Foundation and they have nothing to do with any of the domain. Okay, so that's why their statements are completely sometime contradicting with the organization standards because obviously organization have different statements. Okay. All right, so as we are coming close to the call and looking forward to any more last questions, if anyone is interested to ask any questions, or else we will call off the day. And don't forget to share your like only if you like the video, because I never ask for subscriptions or sharing the video or liking the video. You would have definitely seen for yourself all my videos. I generally don't ask people to do that because I'm not doing it to be a YouTuber. I'm just doing it as a medium to share my knowledge with the people around. Okay, but the reason I'm asking you to like this video, if you appreciate the work, reach out to many people across the globe who are still searching for a good material. Okay, sure. All right, then we are just coming to an end. Thank you so much being here because this live session is successful only when we have people who wants to ask their questions and they ask their questions here on this live session, because it cannot be a successful event until unless we have contribution from your end. Okay, so yeah, let me just quickly take, because we have 3 more seconds to go and I have got already some comments. Let me quickly pick it up. I don't mind about the timings, subjected I have some questions to answer. Sheetal, welcome back. Hello, sir. How are you? This is Sheetal. I'm so happy I watched your videos and passed the ISTQB, American Software Testing Qualification Board team. So Sheetal is in USA and she appeared for ISTQB certification. And thank you so much for coming in, Sheetal, and letting us know. I remember that last week you told me this, but yep, thank you so much for coming back again to our channel and letting all our viewers know that you passed the examination with help of the channel. Nirati, hi bro, I'm Gautam. Yes, if you have any questions, Nirati, please, Gautam, if you have any questions, please let me know. Rajesh, please suggest certificates related to Agile Basic to Advanced. Thanks. Rajesh, you can look forward to the Agile Foundation certification, which is called as Agile Tester Extension. And following that, you have Advanced certification as well, which is Agile Technical Tester. So you have 2 certifications in ISTQB for Agile testers. If you want anything more, you can definitely look forward to the SAFE certifications or process specific certifications in order to optimize your profile. Okay, so in ISTQB, we have 2 certifications. One is Agile Tester Extension, and second one is the advanced level of that, called as Agile Technical Tester. You can look onto ISTQB to find more on that. Okay, one quick last question taking up for the day is from Gautam. With your AUT videos, I passed ISTQB Automotive Tester. Oh, thank you so much. I remember that you were busy preparing on this. I think you are the very first person who have passed using the tutorial. I recently completed that last week. So thank you so much for coming in and letting me know that you have passed your AUT, because we want always to look forward to the very first comment and result outcome of the tutorials. So I think you are the very first person who has reported the pass acknowledgement from the automotive tester certification. Thank you so much for coming in and letting us know. And I would definitely wish you all the very best and congratulations for the success. For all the best for your test manager preparation. We are getting started this Monday after 2 days to continue. Sheetal, I'm not sure if I had seen your question. There's no question about Scrum. I only have the message from the passing. Sheetal says, sir, you missed my question about Scrum. Can you please quickly drop your question, Sheetal, because there is no question on the chat. I'm so sorry. I don't know if some other thing happened there, but I didn't see. All right. So yeah, just put it there, Sheetal, whatever your question was about Scrum, because we only have your comment about you passed the examination. I would love to answer that now before I leave. Meanwhile, Gautam says Six Sigma is better or ISTQB. Six Sigma is completely different thing. ISTQB is completely different thing. They both plays a good role in your profile. Six Sigma is from an independent thing, and ISTQB is from the testing point of view completely. So they both are in a different direction, which works for your profile. So you can look forward to both of them. And there's no comparison between Six Sigma and ISTQB. ISTQB more specific to the tester, and Six Sigma is more from the professional point of view. Generically, anybody can take that. They don't have to be a tester for Six Sigma. It's from quality, implementation of your work, which is generic. Does not talk about the standards. Okay, Sheetal comes back with her question. Agile certification is better or Agile tester certification from ISTQB? I think both are same, right? You do have certification from Agile Tester Extension certification from ISTQB, so you can go for that. Okay, and you do have the syllabus and tutorials available on my channel. You can prepare for that. Okay. Oh yeah, Gautam. In that case, Six Sigma certification. Six Sigma and Lean Sigma are different things. Six Sigma certification will definitely help you to implement your standards. So yes, Gautam, you can look forward to that. Please. That could be the next thing. Okay, so I think that was already I decided. Yes, the certification, Scrum certifications are better too. So of course that will help you too. add more value. So Scrum-based certifications are okay, but the only thing is that if you continue with that, you will go into the Scrum Master, and I don't think people are looking to be a Scrum Master these days because the major role is played by a business analyst or the development team, not the Scrum Master. So things are going slightly down in the market. People are not looking forward to be a Scrum Master any longer. Rather, they are looking to be a product owner or be a part of the development team. So for development team, you should go for SAFe certification, and for product owner, you should go for a business analyst and those certification related to that. Okay, yeah. There's no end to the questions, to be frank, because there are a lot of questions coming in, and I'm actually in kind of like confusion what to do. Should I stop this? But I have to respond. Let me just extend the session today a little bit more. Rasul, after registering for the examination, within how many days should we have to complete the exam? When you register for the examination, Rasul, you generally get a week time to get the date. Okay, for example, not exactly the week time to get a date. For example, today you enroll for it and you make the payment. Then they will generally give you a date for the examination for a week duration. Okay, so for example, you enroll on December 1st, then they will give you a date closer to 8 or 9, or maybe 5 or 6. So this is what the plan is. That's it. So the moment you enroll, you get 4 to 7 days of time to write the examination. So they will only give you that. The board will give you. You don't have to do anything on that. You just have to make sure that you are available on that day. Okay. Anything else I'm missing? Actually, okay. Gautam says, actually, I'm in Germany. I'm going through ISTQB, which is similar like German testing board. Everywhere, it is just the same thing. So there's no difference. ISTQB, German testing board, British testing board, and a lot of things are there. Okay, so you can definitely find everything the same. So you can just follow anything. Okay, it's the same. You have a lot of Sheetal is here who learned from the same tutorials and she wrote for the ISTQB. So that's fine. Okay, last thing to say, Gautam, you will find my LinkedIn ID in any of my videos because for that I have to just launch LinkedIn and find my ID for that. You can go to any of my videos. In the description, you will have my LinkedIn ID. You can connect with me and I'll love to accept your request there. Okay, so thank you so much, team, for being patient and being a part of this session. It was really a pleasure to have you all. And that was really, really great to have you all on the session because without you, this live session cannot be complete and cannot be successful. So I would like to thank each one of you being a part of this live session in order to contribute and make this live session successful. Thank you so much for coming in and asking your questions. Just not you, there are many other people across the globe who will be watching this live session after it is closed so that they can also get a lot of question answers coming from this session. So yes, we are not helping ourselves. We are helping a lot many other people across the world offline as well, other than the live session. So thank you so much once again for being a part of this. And really, really, really thank you for coming in. And at the end, as usual, I say that we will connect again next weekend, Saturday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Until then, if you have anything else, feel free to drop a comment below. I'm always there to respond to your queries and answer them well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for watching the video, team, and being a part of live session. Happy learning. Take care, good night, and see you next weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.